Hello and welcome to the final round of the 100% Racing Championship in the Formula Racing League. Tom Kent in the commentary box giving you the details for tonight's showing. Well, it is the last race of the 100% Racing Championship on F1 2020. Drivers anticipating the move to F1 2021. F1 2021, I should say, following its release this week. But we still have some racing to finish off on F1 2020. You are at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. A driver's favourites, a fan's favourites. So what better for a venue to be hosting the season finale for this season? We are going straight into the race because qualifying was done 24 hours ago. Let's have a quick summary of what actually happened. So it was a dry session throughout with overcast conditions. Only 11 took part in quali, which was mainly due to the new game being out. And it's the last race of the season. We should have a full grid tonight, though. We've got 17 in place for this evening. Orange and Gamma dominated from start to finish, getting the quickest time in all three sessions. Racing Point were very fast throughout, with Vamu playing a supporting role, picking up second. Lepi surprised Big Balls Bells, that is, by getting P3, and then Big Balls Bells himself was fourth. The rest of the grid was somewhat more expected, and Quick Killer was unfortunately kicked in qualifying 1 due to a game glitch. Now, for your information, Orange and Gamma, for some reason, for unknown reasons, is not able to make tonight's race. So it's Vamu who'll be on pole position, starting on the mediums. It's Lepi in second, who will start on the softs. Then it's Big Boss Bells and Exotic Alpha on row 2, followed by Killer J and Ecots on row 3. Then it's Wild Dog and Gameful Odds making up row 4. Baguette and Quick Killer are on row 5, with Rizzlesticks and Williams next on row 6. Jay Hartnell and Mage are on row 7, followed by Menelios and Paskov. Dixon and Leclerc, Slow Coach and Statistics King make up the grid there. The grid could be somewhat different, actually, compared to what the timesheet is showing me. But here's the opportunity to have a look as to where everyone is starting. So, in actual fact, looking at the order on the grid, Killer J and Ecots are nowhere to be seen. So they are not in, which allows Wild Dog, Gameful Odds, Page Baguette, Quick Killer moving up a couple of positions each. Likewise for Rizzlesticks. J.A. Williams as well. Jay Hartnell also in there. He moves up a couple of places. Mage 12th on the grid, followed by Emilio's. Slow Coach, in fact, starting 14th on the grid with the driver, Warrior Huntsman, and Dixon. Your grid for tonight's showing. So 17 cars on the grid for the final race of the season. Plenty of mixed strategies for this one. It'll be a 71 lap race, of course, just like real life Formula 1. Now, Dixon has already clinched the title with a race to spare. So all he needs to do, well, he doesn't need to do anything really. The championship's already clinched last week. So can Vamu end his season on a high. He's been thereabouts, actually, has Vamu, in some of the races. Close to achieving a race victory. He's got another opportunity to do it tonight. Can Lepi keep his car out of trouble and put himself in the frame for a race victory tonight? Only 3 different drivers have won a race in the 100% Racing Championship in the Formula Racing League. Dixon has won 5. Orange and Gamma has won 1, I believe, or Big Boss Wells, no, he's won 1 as well. But we know that Orange and Gamma is not involved in tonight's race. But the grid is set then for the 9th and final race of this championship. So Vamu on the right, Lepi on the left. Who will end the season in a blaze of glory? The 5 red lights, come on. It's lights out and away we go for the final race of the season, and there's a stalker at the back, and we've got Carnage and Quick Killer already eliminated at the start, but Vamu is away in the lead. It's Lepi, followed by Big Boss Bells in 3rd place, and we've got a safety car already. So one of the cars had stolen the grid. I think it was the Ferrari of Exotic Alpha that got away poorly, and he's fallen down to 13th position, and Quick Killer just had nowhere to go from there. And there's Slow Coach, and I think Warrior Huntsman's also got damage at the start. But at least the safety car is deployed, so they'll be able to come in and get their front wings replaced. Yeah, it was a very bizarre beginning, that. From Exotic Alpha's point of view, he stalled at the beginning. Not sure how that had come about. But that has eliminated Quick Killer on the spot, who has been unlucky this weekend. He was kicked out of Q1 yesterday due to a game glitch. Started 8th on the grid, thanks to his participation in qualifying when there was only 11 involved. And he's not even got past the start line. And so he's out of the race, the first retirement of this one. Vamo doing the job he needs to have done to keep hold of the lead, with Leppy in second place. There's Big Balls Bells, head of Wild Dog, so 2 Hassers in the top 4. Page Begat up to 5th, head of Rizzle Sticks, and it's Mielios, who's done well from towards the back of the grid to get himself up there. Jay Hartnell is 8th with the driver, and well, it looks like Dixon, who's up to 10th place after starting 17th. We've got drivers aplenty into the pit lane. The drivers at the back there, that's not... There's Exotic Alpha in for a change of tyres. There's one of the Williams also in there. That looks like... Is that J.A. Williams who's in the pits there? We can see Slow Coach is just completing his stop now. Also on his way, as is Warrior Huntsman. And Exotic Alpha has been given a drive-through penalty as he was deemed responsible for the start line accidents. And even he's come out and saying Wi-Fi. I'm not going to say what he said next because that contains an expletive. Or some form of expletive, which we will not say during the broadcast. And that tells you everything about Exotic Alpha's race already. Zavamu in the lead. Now, could any of the leaders decide to go for a change of strategy here? Exotic Alpha is in 11th place behind Dixon. Of course, he has that drive-through penalty to take, which he can't take until after the safety car has gone back in. There's Warrior Huntsman in 16th position. As those who come in for repairs and have closed back up to the rest of the field now. And I think the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap. So there's Vamo out in front, Leppy in second position, Big Boss Bells, who's going for second in the championship actually. I think with Orange Gamma not taking part now, Big Boss Bells has guaranteed himself second position. So it's just the minor placings now that are up for grabs. With Sufdar not involved, Vamu has an opportunity to finish fourth in the championship. Now a victory here would most certainly seal it. He doesn't even need to finish the race actually, he only needs to collect 14 points in this one. Now to get 14 points. Now in the Formula Racing League, the point system is different. We'll talk more about that another time because the safety car is coming in. And Vamu generating some brake and tyre temperature. Leads the field on the restart. And he's away. So Leppy following him in second position in the Haas. And it's Big Boss Bells who we're right on board with now in third place. And then it's Wild Dog, followed by Rizzle Sticks, who gets past Page for fifth position. Mielios is next behind in the McLaren. He's thinking about having a go, as is the driver on Jay Hartnell. He gets through. So Mielios up to sixth place now, ahead of the Williams of Page. Jay Hartnell fending off Dixon behind, the champion, of course. Exotic Alpha. Whatever happens, he'll need to be pitting in at the end, either at the end of this lap or the end of the next one. Otherwise, he will be disqualified from the race. There's not too many other changes at the moment. As in fact, Leppi's already in front of Vamu now. So Leppi's got in front of Vamu. So perhaps the softer rubber is aiding Leppi's cause so far. Has put his Haas into the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Big Boswell's behind in third position. Leppi posted a new fastest lap, but most certainly that time will be coming down as the race goes on. Exotic Alpha coming in to serve his drive-through penalty. He will fall down to last place. In fact, he may not do, because Slow Coach has gone for a spin in the Alpha Tauri. He's got front wing damage as well. He's making his way back into the pits for a second time in this one now. Dixon passing Jay Hartnell for 9th position round the outside. The driver having a go on Page as well. There's no DRS at the moment, as we are over a lap on the restart, but the driver's going side by side with Page down to turn 4. And the racing point goes up into P7. Dixon waiting behind for his opportunity. Page, in fact, decides to let him go through. So Dixon up to 8th place. Gainful odds battling it out with Warrior Huntsman over 12th position. Oh, and Warrior Huntsman, he dipped a wheel onto the grass there, and he nearly went into the gravel, but he's still there. The two make contact again. Keep it clean, boys. There's a long way to go yet in this one. DRS open on the Alfa Romeo of Big Boss Bowles, who looks to get past Vamu for 2nd position here. He waits behind. DRS open. And Big Boss Bowles looks to get into the slipstream here. So have a go on Vamu. Tries the outside, but there's not enough room to pull off a move there. And Jay Hartnell sits behind. In fact, Page has fallen down to 11th place now, because Jaya Williams, her teammate, has got through. Wild Dog gets a time penalty now for track limits. We expect to see a few of those to be dished out during this race. Hopefully not too many. Warren Huntsman sees a gap there as he tries to get moved on gainful odds. Through turns 7 and 8. He's still there. Gainful odds still has the upper hand and stays in front of him. Lap 7 of this race now. Big Boss Bells with DRS. Looks to have a go now on Vamu to the outside. To the Remus curve as they climb up now. And Big Boss Bells gets himself up into 2nd place. So Big Boss Bells on the move as he gets past the racing point of Vamu. There's Mielios in 6th position behind Whistlesticks as Dixon closes in. He's doing a fine job from the back of the grid. He's now past the driver into 7th position. And the Warrior Huntsman gave... and Gainful Odds went in too deep there, and he goes into the gravel, and that will allow Mazed and Exotic Alpha through, probably. So Exotic Alpha fighting back after that drive-through penalty. I think Slow Coach got a time penalty as well for exceeding track limits. Big Boss Bells with a new fastest up of the race. Rizzlesticks. He went around the outside of Melios. Now, did he gain an advantage by going off the racetrack there? Well, the game hasn't told him to give up the position. He may have had his nose in front before the corner. And Melios looking to fight back as these two fight over 5th place. So Big Boss Bells in 2nd place, less than 2 seconds off Leppi in the lead. Doesn't need to rush catching him at the moment. There are still 63 more laps to do at the end of this one. And Wild Dog going wide on the exit of turn 10 there. Doesn't want to be making too many mistakes like that. He's already got a time penalty to his name. Doesn't want to get another one. Russell 6 closing in behind a Wild Dog. Oh, he's nearly lost it. And that's going to open the door for Mielios to close in and get past him as well. So Mielios back up to 5th place, whilst Rizzlesticks tries to get back into a rhythm. And whilst I've been saying that, Wild Dog has been given another time penalty for track limits. He's on 6 seconds now, which could prove to be costly at the end of this race. Particularly when we get if we do get another safety car period towards the end, that'll hamper his chances. There's Exotic Alpha behind the Red Bull of Mazed, who I don't think is going to fight it out that much on this occasion. He decides not to. And Exotic Alpha will go past. He puts his Ferrari up to 13th place. And Wild Dog closing in on the soft compound on Vamu, who is on the mediums. Now Lepi's just lapped the AlphaTauri of Slow Coach. Now Mielios got a kick of oversteer as he got the power down on the exit of turn 1. Otherwise known as the Niki Lauda curve. Mielios going to the outside. Gets on the curve there, and that will cost him some speed on the exit. And that will allow Rizzlesticks to go past him actually. So Rizzlesticks gets his Red Bull back through and up to 5th. Mielios trying to fight back, but it's the Red Bull who has the upper hand still. So Coach getting another time penalty. His total rises to 6 now. I think it's just a matter of getting to the end of the race for Slow Coach. We're now on lap 11 of the Austrian Grand Prix. Lepi leads by nearly 3 seconds. It's Big Balls Bells in 2nd place. Vamu is 3rd, followed by Wild Dog. And then we've got Rizzlesticks and Mielios continuing to fight over 5th place. Mielios going to the outside as they approach turn 3. And Mielios gets back through again. So the McLaren fighting back. And Dixon, who just laps his teammate. He is in 7th position. Williams gets past Jay Hartnell now as well, who runs wide at turn 3. Williams gets through and up into 9th place. Lepi crossing over the line to complete lap 11. Here's Mielios, who's behind in 5th place. Oh, he's gone in too deep into turn 1 there. And that allows Rizzlesticks to go by. So Mielios dropping down another position, and I think Dixon's going to push him further down the order actually. Exotic Alpha gets a time penalty now for track limits. Dixon is in 6th place now. Next man up from him is Rizzlesticks in the Red Bull. There's Wild Dog in 4th place behind Vamu still. Vamu almost going wide actually. I'm sure Wild Dog picked up a warning for track limits there. He keeps going wide though at turn 10. It's not really taking the best lines into the corners at the moment. There's a 6 lining him up for a pass here. Wild Dog goes wide again. I don't know what's up with that Haas at the moment. Rizzle 6 pulls alongside. This is going to be a change for position here. Rizzle 6 to the outside. Can he get past the Haas? The answer is not yet. A touch of wheels there. But Rizzle 6 will get back on the inside possibly, or the outside I should say, into turn 4, and the Red Bull goes through. So Rizzle 6 goes past and up into 4th place behind Vamu now, as Wild Dog goes backwards. Exotic Alpha getting past Warrior Huntsman as well for 12th position. And Dixon gets a time penalty for exceeding track limits. Now what line is Wild Dog going to take? Not a very good line into turn 1 again. He keeps cutting the corner as well as Wild Dog. Dixon to the inside into turn 3. Wild Dog goes out wide. Dixon is still there. And Dixon gets through and up into 5th position now. So Wild Dog loses another place. I wonder if those on the softs, whether their tyres are beginning to go away at this point now. You can see a move from Melios down the start finish straight as he tries to get past Wild Dog. Is he going to push the Haas further down the order here? The answer is yes. Perhaps took a bit too much curve there. Did he get a warning for that? Not too sure. The Haas is nowhere to be seen to his right, so Melios is back up to 6th position. Wild Dog continues getting penalties by cutting turn 3. And there's Dixon in 5th position, I should say. Now, how long will it be before the drivers who have started on the softs decide to come in? Now, Rizzle6 got out of shape there on the exit of turn 8, and that's going to allow Dixon to coast right up to the Red Bull as they approach turn 9. Rizzle6 goes wide. Dixon with DRS. As Leppy gets a time penalty now for track limits. So the race leader has got a 3-second time penalty. Slow Coach gets another 3 seconds worth. And in fact, Wild Dog is in the pits for a change of tyres. He's clearly had enough of those softs. And on go the mediums. He's had front wing damage as well. That could well explain his pace. The Rizzle6 fighting it out with Dixon over 4th place, and the AlphaTauri gets past and up into the top 4 he goes. Rizzle6 trying to fight back. No contact made. Did get onto the curb there quite heavily, but Dixon's through and up to 4th. Wild Dog rejoined in 14th position and has got some clear track ahead of him. Mage getting past Page as well for 12th place. In fact, Melios has gone off. He's spun. He's hit the barrier on the exit of turn 8. So that'll be him into the pit lane. And the Exotic Alpha will go past him as well. And he's got to be careful, does Melios doesn't make contact with another driver as he's entering the pit lane. And Melios, after losing so much time, is into the pits for a new front wing and a change of tyres. Mediums go on to the McLaren, and out he goes. And Dixon round the outside of Vamu as well into turn 4. He goes up into third position now. And the AlphaTauri is up into the podium places. So Dixon, the champion of the 100% Racing Championship, is up into third place, with Big Balls and Leppy standing in his way for another victory this season. So approaching the quarter mark of this race now, lap 18. Leppy's lead is over 3 seconds. And the only problem that Leppy's going to have is when he does pit in, where is he going to feed back out in regards to traffic? And that's the decision of which he's going to make at some point. Wide Dog there in 13th position behind Page. And Wild Dog's used up his ERS throughout this one. Now he needs to conserve the ERS. He doesn't really need to be using it up that much. Otherwise he's going to be suffering with a loss of power later on. And Rizzle State's getting a time penalty now for track limits. Takes his total to 6. Vamo to the inside of Dixon as he tries to go back through into third position. So there's Leppy with no one in front of him right now. Neolio's posting a new fastest up of the race. So Leppy not pitting in yet. Vamu now gets a time penalty to his name. 4 track limits. Slow Coach likewise. He's on 18 seconds worth now with Slow Coach, so if he gets 12 more seconds added to his time penalty, he will be disqualified from the race. So Vamu down the inside of Dixon as they approach turn 4. There's no way through there for the Argentine. Williams and driver, well, the driver's just coming in actually as he gets rid of those soft compound tyres. Where will he come out in regards to the field? He'll probably rejoin behind Page in 13th place, although I think he will get out ahead of her actually. May even get out in front of the Red Bull if he's lucky enough. He exits the pits now and he's behind the Red Bull. So the driver rejoins in 11th place. But Mage is on much older tyres than the Racing Point, so it shouldn't take him too long before he gets in front of him again. Rear wing open on the Racing Point. This is going to be no problem for him. Down the inside into turn 4, and the driver gets through and up into 10th place. So Lepi in the lead. So in front, he's managing the gap very, very well, actually. You can see there, Rizzle Sticks right behind Vamu. .6 seconds is the gap now. The closest battle we've got out on the track is between Vamu and Rizzle Sticks for over 4th place. Rizzle Sticks started the race on the softs, Vamu on the mediums. And it won't be too long before Rizzle Sticks comes in for a change of tyres. And Jay Harnell into the pits. The tyres are ready for him. Probably the hard compounds. No, it's the softs. He should come out in front of Page in 12th place. So here's Lepi. You can see the gap coming down now. It's 2.2 seconds. And he's got that time penalty as well, and to consider. So after 23 laps, let's see what the penalties say. Well, Slow Coach has got 18 seconds worth of time penalty. Wild Dog has got 12. Warrior Huntsman has got 11. So in lap 24 now. Lepi must surely be thinking about coming in for a pit stop soon. It doesn't want to be leaving it too late as Slow Coach gets another 3 seconds worth. His total's now gone up to 21. Lepi coming towards the last 2 turns. Wild Dog gets past Mage to put himself back into the top 10. So the only driver without a time penalty at the moment is Big Boss Bells out of those inside the top 10. The gap now 1.6 seconds, so Lepi's tyres must surely be falling off the cliff at the moment. As Rizzle Sticks pits in, and he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding. That really could cost him later. Another set of tyres of softs go on, so we know he's going to be pitting again before this race is over. As we'll see Exotic Alpha go through. Oh, and Mate is out. Mate is out of the race. Now, how has he lost it there? Oh, he's lost it. He's hit the wall on the exit of turn 8, and that's his race over there. Now, will that trigger a safety car? I think it has, you know. Yeah, well, it's a virtual safety car. So will Lepi take this opportunity and pit in for a change of tyres? It's coming up towards turn 9 now. Big Boss Bells pits in as well, which will see Dixon take the lead. And it's just slowing just to make sure he stays within the delta, actually. One of the virtual safety car may be ending now. Vamu is also in for Racing Point. Hard tyres go on. So pretty sure he's going to be going to the end of the race on those now. So the DRS has been re-enabled because the race is back on the way again. Lepi and Big Boss Bells rejoin in 2nd and 3rd places. Vamu rejoins in 5th, behind Williams, who has yet to make Well, he's already pitted in this race, actually. But it's likely he will be pitting again before the race is over. It's Galvert coming into the pits for a change of tyres as well. Soft compound tyres he's got on now. He's got some clear track ahead of him, so... So 6 in another time penalty as well for exceeding track limits. That's his total going up to 17 now. Jay Harnell going toe-to-toe with Gainful Odds. On the fresher tyres. Oh, there's contact between the Renault drivers. Gainful Odds and Jay Hartnell rejoin. And I think the stewards will want to have a look at that because that looks very marginal. And Gainful Odds rightfully lets Jay Hartnell through. Didn't leave enough space and he just ran him off the road. And there's a battle for second happening because Big Boss Bells has just got past Leppy. I think with DRS as well because he was behind him at the detection point before turn 3. And so Big Boss Bells on the fresher tyres, well, I say on the fresher tyres, is on the softer compound, has put himself up into second position. But he's got one more stop to make because there's no way he'll go to the end on those soft compound tyres. There's Warrior Huntsman, who could go to the end if he wanted to on those hard tyres. See the drivers spreading out now in terms of race positions. Leppy gets another time penalty for exceeding track limits. So Wild Dog on 12, Bristol 6 on 17, Warrior Huntsman on 11. There are only 2 drivers who do not have time penalties to their names. They are Page and Gainful Odds. So Dixon in the lead, but he's yet to make a pit stop in this one. And he'd take a 6th victory of the season and round off the season, the 100% Racing Championship in style. So Big Boss Bells with 2 victories to his name this season in Canada and last time out in Silverstone. Dixon managing his tyres well. It's just coming up to lap the Renault of Gainful Odds. He's running in 14th position. So that Gainful Odds has picked up a time penalty for track limits. That Slow Coach has as well. And Slow Coach's total has gone up to 24. So Dixon leads at the end of lap 30, Big Boss Bell's second, and closing in on the fresher Robert. But what we do know, Big Boss Bells will be pitting again before the race is over. Leppy is third with Williams fourth. I doubt that he's going to go to the end of the race on the mediums that he's currently on. But he's doing a very good job in this one so far. "15 drivers still running. Mays crashed out around about 6 laps ago. Quick Killer eliminated on the spot at the beginning when he ran into the back of Exotic Alpha, who stalled on the grid. And Melios is out. So Melios has crashed out on the exit of turn 1, and I think that's triggered a virtual safety car. It has. So what will this mean for the race leader? He's pitting in. So Exotic Alpha's just posted a new fastest lap of the race, actually. So Dixon coming in, probably for the hard compound tyres, to be honest with you. So he exits the pits now. And here's Williams also coming in. We'll do the same strategy, I should think. He's going on to soft compound tyres. That's interesting. And he's got to be careful not to go too fast, though, Williams, because the virtual safety car is still there. And if his delta's negative, by the time it ends, he will be given a drive-through. So he's avoided it, and we're back on the way now. So Dixon has rejoined in third place behind Leppy and Big Boss Bells. Well, Big Boss Bells we know is going to be pitting again. And Leppy, he'll probably try and go to the end of the race, but he may decide to pit in again to perhaps go for the fastest lap. So you have to say Dixon is the favourite to be winning this race now, and what a job he's done from the back of the grid. You can see a battle going on between the driver and Exotic Alpha over 7th position. Exotic Alpha waiting behind before he decides to have a go on the driver in the racing point. Exotic Alpha going to the inside into turn 3. Driver leaves the Ferrari enough space, and the Exotic Alpha goes through and up to P7. So Exotic Alpha recovering after that poor start to the beginning of the race. As Paige comes in for her first stop of the race, she's going on to a set of mediums. She'll go to the end of the race on those, no problem. She rejoins a lap behind the leader, though. Now, Big Boss Bells looks to end the season on a high. You can see how much he's trying to get the power down. He's lacking some rear grip on the exit. And Russell 6 has a time penalty of 20 seconds as well. So he'll need to watch his toes between now and the checker flag as we approach half distance. So Big Boss Bells over the line to start lap 35. Dixon in third place ahead of Vissel Sticks. Vamo in 5th position with Williams in 6th. It's on course for a good result actually, because he could actually leapfrog Rizzlesticks if he keeps up with his pace. There's no doubt that Williams will be stopping again before this race is over. There's no way he'll complete half race distance of this one on a set of softs. Well, Big Boswell's maybe leading, but he still has that pit stop to make. So if he keeps setting the pace that he is doing at the moment, there's a great chance that he can take the victory. Now with Rizzlesticks' time penalty as it stands, he would most certainly fall behind Vamu, he would fall behind Williams, he would fall behind Exotic Alpha. He may just finish in front of the driver in 7th, but it's touch and go with him. Boswell staying out there. Rizzlesticks trying to stay in touch with Dixon. He uses the DRS, who was within a second behind Page at the detection point. And he'll be able to use it again to pull away from Rizzlesticks. So Warrior Huntsman into the slipstream, DRS open. Well Dog he's going head to head with. To the outside he goes. Well Dog leaves enough space, and Warrior Huntsman gets the traction he needs to put his Mercedes up into 9th. And Rizzlesticks trying to get past the Williams of Page, who is not quite getting out of the way as quick as she should be doing so. But he's through now anyway. Page is in 13th position. Vamo is in 5th right now. Williams in 6th. All the drivers in the race now have a time penalty to their name, as Page is the last one to pick up a time penalty of some sort. Now, Rizzlesticks has got to be really careful here, because he's on 23 seconds worth of time penalty. 7 more seconds added, and that's his race over. If you have joined us in the stream, we would like to welcome you. Hope you're enjoying the action so far. Do feel free to get involved in the conversation if you're watching live on Twitch. Now Wild Dog has picked up another 3 seconds worth of time penalty that takes his total to 18. As Rizzlesticks puts a lap, or trying to put a lap on Gainful Odds. who's been on the hard tyres since the safety car period at the beginning of the race. Coach gets out of the way of the leader, who laps him for the second time in this one. So there's Bristol Sticks in fourth place, Vamu some way behind in fifth. Williams closing in on him in sixth. 2.1 seconds is the gap. Exotic Alpha is seventh. And then driver in eighth place. Rory Huntsman posting a new fastest up of the race, a 1 minute 5.9. Just closing in on 8th place, the driver. We've got a battle now between Gainful Odds and Page over 12th position. Page on the much better tyres at this stage of the race now, in comparison to Gainful Odds. Now, Page has got to watch out because there's a car. Oh, Rizzle 6 has gone off. Rizzle 6 has made a mistake on the exit of turn 3, and I think that's his front wing damaged. Yeah, he's ripped off his front wing, and I think that's triggered another. It's a safety car this time now. So Rizzle 6 has left a lot of debris on the racing line, and that's enough to trigger a safety car. And Big Boss Wells is coming into the pits for a change of tyres. This could be bad news for Dixon, actually, because Slow Coach, his teammate, is just boxed in. Or just boxed in now. I don't think his crew are going to be ready in time when Dixon does box in for a new set of rubber. He hasn't lost too much time there. Big Boss Bells is still in the lead. Vamu deciding not to pit. He's in second. Williams is third. Lepi rejoins in fourth. Dixon is in fifth. I think Exotic Alpha is going to go ahead of Rizzle Sticks here, because Rizzle Sticks is in need of a new front wing. The driver getting ahead of him into 7th, so Rizzle Sticks rejoins in 8th, with Warrior Huntsman 9th, and Wild Dog pitting for Haas is in 10th. Jay Harnell needs to be as quick as he can here. And Jay Hartnell goes back out again. In 11th place and the last driver on the lead lap, so only Page, Gainful Odds and Slow Coach are at least a lap behind the leaders. So Vamu, what can he do? He's going to be pretty much a sitting duck, really, isn't he? But if he can stay out on the hard tyres to the end of the race, that could play into his hands. This is the second safety car of the race, the 4th interruption. Big Boss Bells is still in the lead. Looking at the time penalties, that could very much come into play right now. In fact, the driver, who's in 7th, has been given a drive-through penalty. I think Leppy's being penalised as well for making contact with Slow Coach under the safety car. And now Slow Coach has got 29 seconds worth of time penalty, so if he gets one more penalty in this race, he will be disqualified. This is hurting Leppy's race now, isn't it? Now I wonder if the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap. Now if the lights do go off, then it will be coming back in. I think it's continuing to go around for one more lap. And the driver's penalty is for speeding under the safety car. So Rizzle6 is supposed to serve some of his penalty under the safety car. But he's still got 18 seconds worth to serve at the end of the race. So Jay Hartnell's caught up to the queue. And this race will be back underway shortly. The safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap, as it's on its 3rd tour of the circuit since its appearance. So what can Big Balls Bells do from here? She just needs to fend off Vamu behind. He should be able to get to the end of the race on the softs, but it is risky. Exotic Alpha could be in the mix actually on his mediums. So the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap now. So Big Balls Bells slows the field right up. And sooner rather than later, the final race of the 100% Racing Championship will resume. We'll have 27 more laps to run. So the drivers who have just pitted in for the softs may well go to the end of the race on them. But Big Balls Bells is away on the restart. So Vamu in 2nd position as the field crosses the line. Now, do we see a change of position at the moment? The answer is no, not yet. Williams looking to get past Vamu on his soft compound tyres. Gainful Odds going side by side there with Pace. That's the battle for position actually. Gainful Odds goes wide, and there's contact there between the driver and Exotic Alpha, who are a lap ahead of him. So Page and Gainful Odds need to be very careful. So they need to stay out of the way of the leaders as they go past. Oh, there's contact there between Rizzle6 and Exotic Alpha, and Rizzle6 gets past the Ferrari. Exotic Alpha will not at all be very happy about that. But the Red Bull is through and up into 7th place. Now there's the driver who's trying to get past the bat markers at the moment. You can see there's more action further behind, as Warrior Huntsman's just lost a position to Wild Dog actually, as he's gone past. So Big Balls Bells with a 3-second lead already on the restart. Vamu is 2nd. He's looking to go to the end of the race on his hard tyres. Williams and Leppy closing right up. Remember, there's no DRS for the first 2 laps of the restart. This is the 2nd lap of the restart. So Leppy waiting behind for an opportunity to come his way. Oh, there's contact there between Exotic Alpha, Wild Dog and Rizzle6. It's all kicking off towards the back end of the field. So Rizzle6 back down to Well, it's 8th place as it's shown on the screen. Wild Dog goes to the inside as they go into turn 4 now. And they'll get through cleanly. And Jay Hartnell going side by side actually with the Renault of Warrior Huntsman. The two almost banging wheels as well. But Jay Hartnell is through and up into 10th place ahead of the Mercedes. And Dixon is in 5th place behind Leppy, Williams and Vamu. These four are going toe-to-toe as the driver comes into the pits to serve his drive-through penalty for speeding onto the safety car. DRS is now enabled as well, so Dixon is going to use that to his advantage to pull alongside the Haas of Leppy as they go up towards turn 3. And Williams looking to try and get the job done on Vamu as well. 2 separate battles now as Dixon gets past Leppy on the exit of turn 3. What about Williams on the exit into turn 5? But Rizzle 6 has been disqualified. I think Rizzle 6 has been disqualified for multiple penalties he's been given in the race for him. So he's going no further. Slow Coach has got 32 seconds worth of time penalty. And he's out of it. Oh no, Slow Coach, so he's still in it. But surely it won't be too long before the black flag will be given to him if he carries on getting more penalties. But Dixon's through and past Williams and Vamu. He's got up into 2nd place. So there's only him. So there's only Big Balls Bell standing in his way and a race victory. And if Dixon was to get past Big Balls Bells, he would need to open up a 3-second gap on him. So the drivers within the top 5 still battling amongst each other. There's Dixon in 2nd place right now. Gap is over 5 seconds between Big Balls Bells in the lead and Dixon is 2nd, but the battle for 3rd is most certainly going to go right to the very end. Williams is smelling a podium finish here, but I doubt he is going to go to the end of the race on those soft compound tyres. Leppy pulls alongside Vamu to go up into 4th position. Gets pushed out wide by the Racing Point though. Leppy won't be too pleased with that. You can see Jay Hartnell going toe-to-toe with the other Haas of Wild Dog. I'm sure he gained an advantage actually when he rejoined. Ah, that explains it. So Rizzle 6 was disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Oh, it was a spin for Gainful Odds, who's a lap behind these guys. He falls behind Page. And he's got front wing damage as well. Wild Dog did get a time penalty for corner cutting. He's on 24 seconds worth of time penalty now, so he needs to be careful. There's contact there between Leppy and Vamu. Vamu goes wide, so as not to take the sausage curves before rejoining. I wonder if he got penalised for that actually. We know that Williams has just been penalised for chat limits as well. Leppy comes back down the inside into turn 4. Vamu waits behind. I think Williams is struggling now on his old set of softs. He's probably thinking, you know, if I could just stay out for a little bit longer, That'll shorten the stint for the next time I come into the pits to put on a last set of rubber. Now Williams' time penalty is 9 seconds. It's not as much as Leppy's, Exotic Alpha's or Wild Dog's, but it is quite a lot. Exotic Alpha looking to get past Vamu on his medium compound. He'll be on the better tyres at this point, actually, than anyone on the circuit. As Leppy gets past Williams to put his Haps up into 3rd place. So Leppy back into a podium place. He's got a lot of work to do now between now and the end of the race to pull out enough of a margin to keep hold of it. Exotic Alpha has got past Vamu as well. He's got a 12-second time penalty in this race, has the Ferrari driver, so he needs to pull his socks up and get a move on. In fact, Williams is coming into the pit lane for another set of tyres. And Exotic Alpha will go through up to 4th. And Leppy getting another 3 seconds worth of time penalty. Takes his total to 14. Now Williams will rejoin. And Warrior Huntsman has decided to call it a day. He's out of the race. He goes no further in the Mercedes. Williams rejoins in 9th position now, behind the driver. So we've lost 5 drivers from this race now. Warrior Huntsman joins Rizzlesticks, Mielios, Mage and Quick Killer on the sidelines. 12 still running, and we've still got 20 laps to go. So Exotic Alpha, what can he do? And just seen that Wild Dog has got 27 seconds worth of time penalty, so he needs to watch his toes now. And Jay Hartnell in 6th position. He's done well to avoid all the chaos that's been going on in front of him. Wild Dog behind. I think wants to watch out for Williams actually, because with him on the fresher rubber, he could well get a decent result out of this now. He is closing on the driver, who will be on soft tyres that are 10 laps older than his. The gap between Big Boss Bells and Dixon, 3.5 seconds on the road at least anyway. And Exotic Alpha, as it stands, he would finish ahead of Leppy, but he would not finish ahead of Vamu or Jay Hartnell. It's a good job that Exotic Alpha is on the mediums actually, because that will save him having to come into the pits. Wild Dog in 7th behind Jay Hartnell as they fight over 6th place. Williams all over the back of the driver now. As Wild Dog's still closing in. As Williams approaches the rear of the racing point of the driver, going to the inside, into turn 3, and puts this Williams up into 8th place on the road. Next man up from him is Wild Dog, who's another 8.5 seconds ahead of him. Wild Dog nearly losing it on the exit of turn 4 and through 5. So Slostic Alpha still behind the Haas. He's able to use DRS now to close in on him. The driver looking to get back through on Williams, but it'll be very tough for him to do so, as Williams will have better traction on the exit as he is on the fresher rubber. And someone's gone for a spin in sector 3. I think that was Wild Dog who had a moment, but has continued. So now I think he's lost around about 3 to 4 seconds on Jay Hartnell ahead of him. He'll fall back into the clutches of the driver and Williams very, very soon. Dixon holds the fastest up of the race as well in the AlphaTauri. So Big Boss Bell's on the verge of victory at the moment, but he's still got another 14 laps to go at the end of this one. Dixon 2.1 seconds behind him. I suppose what could change is Big Boss Bells gets another 3 seconds worth of time penalty added to his race time. That's going to very much play into Dixon's hands. So Coach gets another 3 seconds worth of time penalty added, taking his total to 38. Surely he cannot carry on with that time penalty of that duration. The driver in 9th place closing in on Williams, with the pair also closing in on Wild Dog at the same time. Won't be too long before the Williams driver on his fresher set of softs gone to the gearbox of the Haas in front of him. Lap 59 of this race. The gap is down to 2 seconds. Big Boss Bells looks to have this one under control. Dixon, a stellar effort from the back of the grid, 17th to 2nd. Leopard doing a fine job on the road, but his time penalty is going to drop him down a few positions, I would have thought. As it stands with the time penalties applied, he would drop down to what I believe 5th. Unless he can start getting some lap times in and pull away. So the top two start lap 60, 12 laps remaining. And Williams has passed Wild Dog now as he goes up into 7th place. Wild Dog will have the DRS though to close back in on it again. I think Williams will have this one covered as he knows he's on the much fresher rubber. The driver is closing in as well. And someone's gone for a spin. That's Slow Coach. And someone's in the pits as well. That'll be Paige, who's going on another set of soft tyres. She's got front wing damage actually. That'll promote Gainful Odds up to 11th position, or 10th place I should say. Gainful Odds is just about to be lapped actually by the leaders. The driver in 9th, behind Wild Dog, who still trying to catch Williams in the, well, Williams racing in the Williams. Wild Dog now has 30 seconds worth of time punts to his name. Oh, he goes wide again. Wild Dog, how does he come back onto the track? Well, he doesn't come out into the path of the driver, but he won't want to be making too many mistakes like that. He's dropped down to 9th position, but he's well clear of Gainful Odds. The Slow Coach who's on course for a 12th place finish here, providing he does keep his car out of trouble. Big Boss Wells just lapping the runner of Gainful Odds, who's still behind him actually. So he gets through. Dixon losing crucial ground because he doesn't have the DRS advantage. So Williams, who has that 12-second time penalty, closing in on Jay Hartnell's 6th position. There's a time penalty of 9 seconds. So Williams knows the drill. And Jay Hartnell closing on Vamu now. Vamu been on the hard tyres for over 35 laps. Jay Hartnell nearly losing it, going a bit too deep there into turn 4. And that's going to allow Williams to close in. And Gainful Odds behind Big Boss Bells. I think Gainful Odds is on fresher rubber actually than the leaders, hence why his pace isn't so bad at the moment. Gainful Odds is now a full lap behind the 9th place man, that is Wild Dog. Dixon in 2nd, trying to get through the back marker of Gainful Odds. Gainful Odds wisely moves out of the way. He's in the fight with Page, though. Williams has a 12-second time penalty to his name. Hartnell has 6. As it stands, Big Boss Bells would take the victory. Dixon would finish 2nd. 3rd place would be Vamu. And in 4th would be Exotic Alpha. Leppy 5th, and there's an instant sector. Oh, it's Wild Dog. So Wild Dog has gone off on the exit of turn 4. So it's a huge amount of time there. He continues anyway. Oh, he's going across the corner now as well. The leaders are coming up shortly, so he needs to be careful not to get in their way. And Wild Dog lets Slow Coach go through. And Ryan Huntsman has left the session now as well, after he retired in the pits earlier on. Exotic Alpha determined to get in front of Leppy. Leppy's lost a lot of time in the last few laps alone. And Vamu's time penalty gets worse as his time goes up to 6 seconds. That puts him out of the frame for a podium finish. So Exotic Alpha has got a genuine chance, actually, to get up into the podium places. But he needs to get past Leppy, ideally. Big Bells. So I'm certain for victory now. I just want to watch this battle for 3rd place as Exotic Alpha still tries to get through on Leppy. Still can't do it here. So he sits in behind. So with 4 laps to go, Exotic Alpha looks to get past Leppy for 3rd position. This is probably his best chance now. Rear wing open. And someone, I think that'll be Sokos, is just getting out of the way of the leaders, actually, hence why there's that yellow flag. Oh, Exotic Alpha nearly ran into the back there of Leppy. Rear wing open on the Ferrari. Doesn't quite get the job done there, and so he sits in behind Leppy once more. Doesn't actually need to pass him, actually, but I think he will finish on the podium as it stands now, with the time penalties applied. Exotic Alpha will be going to the podium. We wouldn't have said, I don't think we would have said that at the beginning of the race. After he stalled at the start and Quick Killer ran into the back of him, which took him out of the event. And Jay Hartnell's out. Jay Hartnell has lost it at turn 8. He's binned it in the barrier. Now, will that trigger a virtual safety car or a safety car? So in the final few laps of this race, Jay Hartnell's race is over. Out from 6th place as well. So no safety car needed for that then. And there's a battle now between Exotic Alpha and Leppy. Exotic Alpha got a better drive through turn 5. And he's through and up into the podium places with 3 laps remaining. Excellent job there from Exotic Alpha on the medium tyres. And Leppy getting through. Oh, and Exotic Alpha hitting the polystyrene boards as Leppy got back through there. This is not over by any means. That's Exotic Alpha all of a sudden not using the DRS. And he's actually got a time penalty for it. So Exotic Alpha's chances of a podium are deteriorating now, as all of this would promote, I think, Vamo back up into the podium places. But we are now on the final lap of the race. Big Boss Bell's leading. Even if he was to be overtaken by Dixon, he'll still come away with the victory nevertheless. But he wants to win it on the road. And further behind, we can just see Exotic Alpha trying to get back through on Leppy as they go side by side into turn 1. Leppy forces him out wide. Oh, the 2 bang wheels again. Keep it clean, boys. This is the last lap now. Don't throw it away now. Exotic Alpha gets through up into 3rd place again. But Leppy's coming back though into turn 3. And Exotic Alpha gets through and he pulls away from him again. So good move there by Exotic Alpha. But here's Big Balls Bells, who's had a confident race, commanding race of all, and is going to end his season with back-to-back victories. Big Balls Bells exiting the last corner. He wins the Austrian Grand Prix with Dixon, the champion, in 2nd place. And we've got Exotic Alpha, who, as it stands, will not finish on the podium, I don't think, because Vamu is within 9 seconds of him in 5th position. He'll finish ahead of Leppy nevertheless, because he's managed to pull out that crucial 1 second gap on him. So Exotic Alpha and Leppy cross over the line. There's Vamu. He goes to 4th position. So Exotic Alpha is on the podium for Ferrari. He thought I'd gone away from him when he got that extra 3 seconds worth of time penalty. Vamu is 4th. Leppy is 5th. Williams in 6th. The driver crosses the line 7th. And the last driver on the lead lap. But it's victory for Big Balls Bells at the Red Bull Ring in Austria in the season finale in the 100% Racing Series in the Formula Racing League. Well, a brilliant race to end the season. Some brilliant battles out on circuit. So here's your final race result here at the Red Bull Ring. Big Boss Bells is your race winner, with Dixon 2nd and getting the fastest lap. Exotic Alpha in 3rd. Vamu is 4th. Leppy 5th. Williams is in 6th position. That's a good result for him. The driver in 7th. Wild Dog in 8th. Gameful Odds 9th. Page in 10th. Slow Coach in 11th. Jay Harnell, who despite crashing out, was still classified as a finisher in 12th place. Rory Huntsman, Muzzlesticks, Melios, Maze and Quick Killer did not finish the race. So the season concludes with Dixon as the champion, Big Boss Bells as runner-up, and Orange and Gamma in 3rd place in the standings, who did not compete today, sadly. Well, it's been a brilliant season, and the next time, whenever the 100% Racing Series does return for the Formula Racing League, that'll be done on F1 2021. The drivers will go away to make sure they do practice all their hours beforehand to make sure they are prepared for the next season. They'll be coming up very, very soon. I'm Tom Cairns, and I'll speak to you again soon when the Formula Racing League returns.